Shortly after the terrorist attacks in Paris, I saw this image that was being shared all over social media. I'm sure you've seen it. At first, I was moved, but I hesitated to share it. There was something unsettling about this rush to call for peace. Is that what Parisians need to hear now? I take more comfort in images like this. Hunker down, protect your countrymen, get ready to attack. I turn to a few of my gurus, Rich Lowry and Greg Gutfeld. Writing in the New York Post, Lowry says, "Spare me the Pray for Paris hashtag. The path ahead won't be one of unity and peace. It will be the hard, thankless work of protecting civilizations from its enemies." And Gutfeld, using only 56 of his 140 characters, tweeted simply, "Moments of silence are inferior to moments of vengeance." I love that guy. Some of you wondered why I opened yesterday's show with this phrase, "Revenons à nos moutons." The phrase is from a 15th century French farce. Literally, it means, let us get back to our sheep. But the phrase has come to mean, let us get back on track, get back to the matter at hand. Revenons à nos moutons. Let's be done with the vigils and get back to the task at hand, defeating Islamic terrorism. Look, Pete, do we just rush to this kind of sentimental thing of like everyone get together and have a vigil and let's have peace, when that's not really what's called for, is it?
Amen, amen to both Rich and Greg. I had the exact same sentiment. And you just look at these hashtags, everyone's sort of self-congratulatory. There was actually a meme making its way around the veterans community that said, you know what the effective range is of your thoughts and prayers? 0 effing meters. I mean, literally, no, think about it. That's going to do nothing. And it showed a guy with a rifle. I mean, ultimately, it's action, it's moral certainty, it's fortitude, it's vengeance, it's all the things that are going to be required to defeat this vicious enemy. And they see us sort of dropping flowers and fawning. Of course we're going to pray. Of course we feel for the families and those. But until we can muster some resolve, it's not going to mean anything.
I think that's it. Jedediah, my first impulse was to pray. And I look at these vigils and I think, oh, maybe that's what they need right now. But it's like the next day when the sun rises, you got to get to business, right?
Well, let me take on Greg Gutfeld because he's not here to defend himself, and that's how I like it.
Yes.
I think, and Rich Lowry as well, by the way, I think you can do both. I think you can say that this is a time for Paris to be strong in the face of ISIS, and this is time for a strong American president and a strong coalition led by the United States, and it's time to be tough and defend your territory and defend your people. And at the same time say, wouldn't it be great if we could all just get along? Wouldn't it be great if this didn't exist? Wouldn't it be great if we could have peace in the world right now?
Don't you think that distracts, though? I mean, doesn't that ultimately detract from the ability to muster?
I don't, because when I look at that, what I see are really well-intentioned people out there who still believe in stuff like that.
Good intentions.
I do, though. I see it, and I have a hawkish side. I want to get the bad guys. I wish somebody would go in at times and level these guys, level these horrible, horrible terrorists that keep killing innocent people. But at the same time, when I see that, I believe in people again. And I say, you know what? There are people out there who believe that ultimately there can be a society where this doesn't happen. And that makes me feel good.
And I love the good intentions. And I agree, Jedediah. I think many people are tweeting this stuff with the intention of peace and love and prayer. But I have a little bit of a cynical part of me that wonders if this isn't very self-serving, particularly of the millennial young generation, where we send out our tweet, we put our hashtag on it, bring back our girls, prayer for Paris, whatever it is, and now we've done our part. We're good.
Right.
And we tend to move on.
And no one cares that the girls aren't
back.
Yes, exactly.
Like, that's over. There's no follow-up. There's no thing done.
Of course it's self-serving.
And
all
that's
of social media is self-serving.
Yeah.
Look at me. Look at me. After
oh, I'm aware of the issue. I'm conscious. Look at me. I've got my tweets.
That there's some. We were laughing yesterday about some of these college students who were trying to equate their problems on campus with what was happening in Paris. But when you make it into a hashtag, doesn't it somehow equate it? Oh, that's the hashtag of today. It's not Black Lives Matter. It's Pray for Paris, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's better than hashtagging Go ISIS, but yeah, like it's probably not going to solve the problem. I don't know. Look, I kind of get the point you're making. I do think there's something kind of self-congratulatory, and it's almost like you change your Facebook profile and then you go, who hasn't done it? See, yes. I did it. Right. So I get that. But what I kind of disagree with you on is the idea that the image of a peace symbol is more disturbing than the image of an armed guard outside the Eiffel Tower. To me, that's such a sad image. That's almost like the terrorists won. Well, even if this is what you feel like we need to do, if you have to turn this into a police state because we're scared to death of going in public, that's a huge victory for them.
I would rather see the armed guard because I know then they're getting down to business. It's the idea. There's something about the peace sign that says to me, it's a finger wagging like we're all part of this. And I don't think we're all part of it.
No, exactly. I prefer to see piles of dead ISIS bodies. That's what I prefer to see, honestly, and broadcast it. These guys aren't 8-foot superhumans. There's 5'5" dudes in flip-flops that people think are superheroes. We need to show that these guys for who they are and be willing to pump it up. People can't stomach that, though. So instead, they go for the peace sign, hope everything works out.
Nobody wants to say the unpleasant thing. What it's really going to take, like you said, containment? Why is that the measure of success when the stakes are this high? I don't understand it. It's beyond me. We need to be about absolute destruction.
Yeah, containment. It's not Shaq in the post.
Yeah.
Okay.